And we worked on a couple of studies last time around. The critique went well. People seemed generally interested in the composition that we were working on.
Well, whatever it is, I got more important things to worry about.
And I think that I want to try something very similar this time around in terms of composition. I think what was really successful about the last work that we produced was that there was a kind of heavy a heaviness and a weight to the flesh that we were portraying, and we weren't just simply organizing figures, but we were using those figures to carry a composition and to create a compositional movement, and those figures became something much more kind of Lovecraftian and took on this sort of amorphous and monstrous form that became almost a landscape, and I appreciate the way we were able to kind of transform such a highly figurative work into something that played heavily into the elements of composing a landscape image.
We can't afford any delays.
And I think we're going to try something very similar this time around.
It's already gone bad. You can just tell your clients that here in Karnaca, we like it very.
I like this setting. In fact, I very much like these steps.
Your face is covered. The Grand Guard won't like that.
I like this. This is nice.
When I could go to sleep without wondering if I'd wake up.
I want to try to use this. I think this is where we're going to do it. You know, I don't know what else this area has to offer, so let's just take a quick look around and see what we're kind of serving up here. Let's just put down the meat. Just toss that. Okay. Okay. I feel this piece. This speaks to me. I don't know though. Is this okay? My cat's just right on top of me. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm worried.
I'm finished with this guy. Let's rush him. Ramus, you worm.
Sack of shit. Turned on your own people.
That's it.
I'm worried that
This is your fault.
this piece is already a lot on its own. Okay, so they're kind of doing the work for me. That was just a reaction. I gotta take a second. Okay. Sometimes the work comes at you when you're not ready for it. People who make art will often talk about how the piece that you're working on kind of comes to you. You don't necessarily find it. It'll find you when it's ready, and whether or not you're ready for it is somewhat relevant. This cat he does not understand the work we're doing. So I think in the meantime, we're just gonna lay this right here. Because again, I don't know if I want to make... I don't know if I want that work to be there. I don't... this already feels like a piece in itself. It feels ready-made. This is very much a fountain right now, which is a reference to Marcel Duchamp's fountain. A piece of ready-made Dadaist art. But yeah, I'm starting to get a real fountain vibe from this. Okay, okay, there you go. In the meantime, we're gonna hide the materials, because as anyone knows who's been to art school, leaving your materials out in public is just asking for somebody to steal them from you. So I'm gonna rent a locker on the 8th floor, and I'm gonna stash my supplies. Yeah, barely can see it. Cool. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna need as much paint as I can get, so I gotta get you back up. I really wish that this crossbow was just not out right now.
Some no-gooder with a knife. Why me?
Let's see what my new powers can be. Blink. See better in the dark. Summon rats that attack enemies and devour bodies. Now that sounds great. If I'm interested in creating a performative work. I don't want to turn bodies to ash. I do feel like devouring swarm is going to be good for us. I don't have the ruins I need right now, so I'm going to wait.
Can you imagine being attacked by such a monster out at sea? They're horrible creatures.
I'll break your face.
Ah, I thought you were looking the other way, I'll be honest.
You're not so proud now, are you? I can't stand.
Oh, there's a lot of you boys. Okay. Well.
You don't stand a chance.
What happened here?
Sometimes you just get a gift card for Christmas. And you get more supplies than you really ever thought you would be able to use. The problem is, once you get all those supplies, you gotta find room for them in your locker. And the locker's not particularly large. Because your school is probably not accredited yet. It's working on it. We're just no. Okay, actually, hey. That's okay. Well, hey now, that's something. I like that. Let's get you. I do like the image of us being able to devour our enemies with swarms of rats. I think that could create an interesting performance. I don't think it's going to be a permanent piece, but it will be interesting as sort of an ephemeral work. And sometimes art can't endure, you know? You look like you're holding some pee-pee. So, this is already a thing. Let's put it there. Wow. No. Now see, you don't gotta act like that. I heard someone screaming, and that's just, I don't need that. this. And here we go. Just walk it back to the locker. Say hi to somebody in the hallway. Say we should hang out, but you never really do because you're always really anxious and you're afraid that people don't like you at school and other stuff. Whatever. Okay. So let's just check out the scene. Actually, if I'm being honest, I want to get some more runes. There we go.
Fellow Serkonans, in the Duke's absence, I have the following announcement. New restrictions are now in place due to the political assassinations conducted in the name of the former Empress, Emily Kaldwin, and carried out by the former Royal Protector, Corvo Attano.
Alright.
The Serkonan Guard will be stopping and questioning all foreigners and new workers on the streets of Karnaca. Compliance is mandatory.
Stop.
I'm in. Just remember to move slowly and don't get too close to the nests.
We don't even know if the people inside had any money. We just know they're dead, and the place is infested with blood flies.
Calm. Going through there puts us on the other side of the wall of light.
If you want out of the city as
Well, that didn't do much, did it?
Let us rejoice at the crowning of our new Empress Delilah Kaldwin I, and the imminent arrival of his great Luca Abel, Duke of Serkonos, now royal consort to the Empress.
Don't turn on each other. We'll find another way to make the coin, and another way to get past the wall of blood.
He will be put on hold as the Duke recovers from his travels, and additional tariffs will be levied against
It hurts knowing I'm on a different mission right now and I see all these nice little tubes of paint walking around. Man, all these doors just blocked. You guys have any open doors in this place? I just want to find this damn rune. I want to find enough runes so I can have somebody get devoured by rats. Like, I know I'm not being unreasonable. Get out.
If that was lunch, then I'm a filthy blood fly, and that's all I'm gonna say about it.
This year's blood fly concern is the most severe in recent memory.
Hey there. What have you got for me?
Not disturbing. Any attempts to practice the funeral
Nice. We'll come back to this.
Contact the Grand Serkonan Guard at once. The guardsmen on site
Just
will
gotta
handle the
find.
situation and determine whether any fines are appropriate.
So somebody already looted that person.
An underground market. Illegal trade means weapons and ammunition.
Welcome. Your face is no concern of mine. News isn't good, they say. They should do like me. Never read it. I'll take that deal. Shouldn't deal with strangers.
There we go. Because I'm never going to use a gun. Huh. Okay.
Enjoy the air here. I, for one, ain't selling fermented shark.
Interesting. All right. Okay. Well, this is gonna make I think our artwork a lot easier. I think we should try this out. I think it's important that when you get new materials, when you get materials you're not familiar with, you need to do studies. You need to work on some sketches and some material that's going to help you kind of get to know the medium a lot more. You'd think that all those wood chips, I would just be cutting the door down by now, but no. It's fine. So I think what we need to do...
Good to see you again.
With this new medium that we have here... is it even him? It's hard to say. But he is doing a kind of nice rude boy, kind of, ska show dance. Yeah, he's actually, he's not being devoured. I think he might just have headphones in right now. Maybe he's listening to like some Billy Idol or something. I don't know. It's hard to say. But he did seem like he was really enjoying the music, and I don't want him to feel like just because I'm here, he has to stop. Oh. Well, he's not doing the music anymore. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, that was not unexpected. But yeah, I think what I want to do right now is I want to get to know this new material that I have. And I want to do that by just kind of working on a preparatory piece, something to get to know this new medium that I'm going to be working in. But where? And this is something that's important, because sometimes as an artist, when you get new materials, it can be harder to stretch your legs and get to know them, because you want to feel free.
New boots. Interesting.
You want to feel unimpeded when you're making your work. You also want to, try things and experiment in a way that is not going to be necessarily associated with your body of work as a whole. A lot of those things, like when you get new materials or you're working in a new medium, you don't show those early works to people. You don't show your sketches or your studies. You just kind of do those pieces privately in your studio, so that you have a familiarity with the medium that you're going to work in, without feeling the need to necessarily show those pieces to the public.
Damn, the light is amazing, but I'm going sunblind.
Well, I think that's gonna be very interesting. It is horrifying now that there's all those rats there, so I think I'm gonna get rid of the sketches. Are you guys just running to the next enemy? Will they just go? No. Alright, well, this isn't personal, it's just I need to start getting more paint supplies. Shit. Okay, now getting this all the way over there to my locker is gonna be hard. And sometimes this happens, like you work on a piece and you're not particularly proud of it, but you You need to get it home somehow. But how do you get it out of the studio into your locker and out of the building throughout the course of the day without anyone seeing it? So you have to justify it. Okay. This is unlikely, but what if I'm just really fast? Actually, there's powers in this game. Let's see. You know, this game really doesn't want you to get to your locker.
What?
Don't freak out.
What? Somebody's not feeling well.
Okay, well, I'll just run the rest of the way. It's nice. Actually, I like... So we were kind of going with an earth palette before, you know, lots of, you know, ochres and umbers. But then, bam, we got a splash of, you know, chromatic paint going on in here. And I think that that's going to start to liven up compositions a lot. So I'm really glad we actually came across that one. Now, I think it's important for us to make work that speaks to us on levels other than aesthetic levels. Okay, well, you know, I was busy here, so you don't have to act like that. Okay, you're still gonna... Fine, I don't even give a shit. No, I'm being threatening. Stop. You guys are gonna fucking do this? Like, you're gonna make me... Fine, you know what? I don't even care. You turned this critique into what it became. You know, I just wanted to talk about the visuals, I just wanted to talk aesthetics, paint application, but you guys had to talk about the content, and I wasn't ready for that, so... That's what happens when you don't respect the artist. This is a note to artists out there. If you're in a critique, it is up to you to define the parameters by which the conversation will be had about your art.
Somebody's not feeling well.
I think it's gonna be hard to make work over here in this scene, just because, like, everyone here can be really just a bunch of prudes. Like, there's a lot of puritanical shit going on here that, like, I'm not excited for. Like, it's a really conservative art scene. Like, still lives. You're fine. You're fine. Cause this guy gets it. What do you? Is that? Fuck. Ha. Okay. Well, I don't have any more of those. But he's fine. Because I think he sees what I'm getting at in this city. Like, he's probably one of the few other experimental artists in this area, and he's probably just, like, glad that somebody else here is, like, making interesting work.
Huh? No way. What?
No! Someone! Anyone!
Someone's not feeling well. I need help.
Well,
No.
alright, I think it's time to start putting together a piece of art that I'm proud of. And now, last time, we were considered a lot with just form. Like, really, we were working on using form to kind of build and guide a composition. And that's... No, get back here. That's fine. Like, there is going to be a time and place for those pieces. But right now, I'm really... Do you mind? God, it's like you're in the middle of working on something. Somebody just knocks on your studio door. Okay. So I'm really interested in doing something with line. this time around, not like working on kind of building my... Whoa. Whoa. Holy jeez. Happy accidents. No, 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 no. Okay. No! Can't have it. Are you really gonna fuck me like this? Okay. Alright. So again, I want this piece to kind of speak more to a line quality instead of building mass and form, because I think we've gotten very comfortable with controlling form, but we need to start getting a more structured line in our work to kind of support the forms that we're creating. Because if we're only ever building form, pieces are gonna be they're gonna be just cluttered and crowded, and I want to make work that speaks to kind of an elegant understanding of how form can kind of react in space. So I want to create a piece that does something with line as well. Gotta work on your line weight. You gotta get to know your thicks and your thins. Like, how do you want the line to carry itself? You gotta be intentional about that. Alright, I'm starting to feel this. I think we're gonna let the composition kind of expand. Because I think the piece is already starting to take on its own life. And I have to step back and kind of respect where it's going. It can be hard. This is not exactly... Oh, yes. Yes, yes! This was the inspiration all along. Come on, don't be like that. Come on, hey. Hey.
Leave me alone.
You know... No, it's art. You gotta look it in the eyes. Okay. Alright, now, you just... Not the one I wanted. This. Okay. Yeah, you know, that's good. I like that. So far, I think we're working on something kind of elegant. I feel like this is not necessarily a classical line. But it feels informed by a classical sense of line. Like, we're gonna be working through kind of a history of line here. Because I wanted to do something very classical, almost kind of like, you know, Aang-like. But what started to happen here was I started to kind of really enjoy the geometry that these forms are creating with within the line. And I think there's something that we could learn from this composition here. Maybe we will do a piece that is, you know, a kind of very traditional classical line. But right now I want to make a work that kind of speaks to not a traditional line. I want to speak to a line that recognizes tradition, but also continues to push what line can do in a work. Okay, that's now, see, this is what's happening here. You know, We're talking about thicks and thins, and you know, the line weight really just opened up. You know, we really like, we started, you know, when the pencil touched the paper, it took a second, but we really, right here, started to find a kind of elegant transition from thick to thin, back to thick again. And that's interesting to me. I put this here because I think, I was worried that if I, you know, became so focused on this part of the composition that you know, if you don't have an anchor, the boat's just gonna go drifting out to sea, and I don't want that quite yet. This is weird. Like, the last piece that I worked on, it took a while. Like, it really took a long time. But this one, it's feeling like a lot quicker. Like, I think maybe, and that's probably just because it's line. You know, when you work with line, you're building towards a kind of immediacy. And there's not always this need to kind of fill in, you know, like, I think something that I learned a lot when I was looking at Aang, and even like works like Chile, is you don't necessarily need to prepare line as a container for space, and sometimes, you know, or sorry, as a container for form, like sometimes the line is the work. And that is becoming very clear in this piece. I think, yeah. Actually, yeah, no, I know exactly what I'm gonna make here. Okay. Not exactly where I wanted it, but I'm not fighting it. Okay. Okay, now look at this. Now this, I'm in the art store. I was on the way to one thing, but then there's this other tube of paint that I see here.
I don't want to die.
Okay, that's fine. Don't. So
sword. Vanguard won't like it.
I like that color. The color of this shirt is just real to me. Gotta have it. Just gotta have it. Okay. Okay. You also had some money. That's good. This is, I think, gonna be helpful in this composition. Kind of as a way to start introducing color as a line element. Excellent. Oh, now see this? This is fucking art. I'm ready. Like, I think a couple more lines, and then this piece might be done. You've got the same kind of color pattern as that other guy had, which I'm kind of feeling.
Don't kill me.
But I don't know if that's necessarily what I need in the work. I like it, but do I need two?
Leave me alone.
Oh. Alright, well, you know what? Let's try it with one. See how it feels. And if we don't like it with one, it's never too late to go back to the art store. It's right around the corner from school. In fact, now there's actually one right in the building. So we can always go back to the art store and pick up a new tube of paint if we need a second one. Okay, now I don't want that to be too removed. There we go. There we go. Okay. This is, yes. Yes. Oh god, yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think we're almost there. I do think we're gonna need another one. I'm sorry. I should have just gotten the paint while I was at the art store. Now, sometimes you get your supplies and it takes a little bit to work with them. I wanna get this boy over there intact. I want him to be fresh. So let's just see. Oh, ooh. Now, what does that feel like? What is that? I think that's it. Hey, everybody. I think that's it. All right, let's get back. Let's step back a bit. We gotta step back and see what the canvas looks like from here. I kind of think so. Let's tell you what. We made friends at the last art show we were at. Let's see what he thinks. Hey, I was just wondering if you could come by my studio a little bit later on and see what I was working on. No, it's not. It's just art, okay? No, hey, it's just art. I know sometimes new works that break ground, that you know, push boundaries can be kind of hard to accept, and you know sometimes the most revolutionary things in art are going to be the one. Oh, so he's in it now. He's in the art. Well, let's see what he thinks. Hey, buddy, is all right? See, that's where the line started. Oh no! Well, he's gone. All right, so he thought he was forward thinking, but he really wasn't. Okay, so I think the work is Jesus. I think the work really taught me something about lying. I think when it came down to it, the line carries itself, and I think when it comes to drawing, sometimes there can be this feeling of unfinishedness. You know, sometimes people regard drawing as kind of a preparatory stage, and I wanted to kind of fight against that that belief. And I think we came up with a very kind of simple, sophisticated, but very nuanced kind of line. And I think that is, you know, that's what's important about this work, is that we continue to push what we can do with our materials. This is excellent. I really like this work. This one came out a lot better than I thought it would. You know, and this is sometimes what happens. I'm not as big a fan as of this part. You know, I thought I needed it, but then this really started to show me something. I just get this right in there. Just see if I can just kind of get the meat where it needs to be. Almost. There we go, almost. There we go. Alright, so I think that is that is one down. I think this is an excellent work. And I'm interested to see where it goes from here.
Oh. Leave me alone, please.
All right.
Sure. You up for a beer later? Nah, not this time.
What kind of tattoo is that? A lighthouse.
Dice tonight. You in?
Clever.
Wouldn't miss that.
Alright, so I think that that piece is gonna do it. I'm done in the studio for now. I think I'm gonna get some coffee, maybe go read in the park, or just go on Tumblr for about 6 hours straight until I realize it's 9 o'clock and I have work tomorrow. Goodbye.